So we are online, I think. Welcome everybody to this webinar of FocusPoints. During this session, I will talk about the subject optimizing images for a better user experience with the help of FocusPoints. First of all, I would like to thank you for your time and joining this webinar. If there are any questions, please do ask them in the chat, and afterwards I will have a look at it and we'll try to answer them. So first, let me do a small introduction. My name is Henry Vlokstra, and I work as a Scrum Master and consultant at theFactor.e. At theFactor.e, we have about 65 employees, and we are working on different services that we provide. And these vary from online strategy, data science, development, usability research, until agile training and coaching. We are a proud partner amongst others, Sitecore, Umbraco, Bloomreach, and Azure. And theFactor.e is a human-first digital agency, and I would like to put a small accent on these two words, human-first. This is because we believe we can create anything, but the human in here is going to make the difference. So it is so important to know what their context is. So this human is set to priority number one in everything that we do and create. So let's head over to the actual subject, the usage of images on a website and giving the end user a better experience with help from FocusPoints. In here we see 4 categories when it comes to images on websites. So we have content strategy, or lacking a plan about how to use these images and content. Images which are not optimized. And if a website is built correct, it is responsive, but images are not. So this gives the needless frustration, I think. Or there is no focus on the subject of the images. So one of the main important subjects is content strategy, and which is often missing or being undervalued. So in short, what is a content strategy? I think it describes itself the best as a systematic approach for production, publication, and management of useful content. It will place content into a context and should connect the users to the goals and needs they have. Without having any context, I think it will be extremely difficult to write valuable content. And it should answer some questions. What content do we have, and why do we have it? As seen from the end user, why is this person here, and what is his reason that he's here? What does he or she want to achieve? But you should also keep in mind the goals or vision from organizational perspective. So, and a content strategy will help you to develop further and further, but then in the right direction. So if you want to know more about content strategies, what it is, just Google it and you will find tons of interesting and valuable articles written about the subject on the internet. An important part of the content strategy is the usage of images. At theFactor.e, we do a lot of end user surveys, and every year we do a benchmark research in our core branches. And time after time, we are seeing the importance of images in the judgment and first impression of a website by the end user. So an image gets in quick and fast. So with the right usage of imagery, you will give the end user a richer experience, or can even feel a taste or atmosphere. But keep in mind that the image will also strengthen the content. If it does not fit the content, it will diffuse or will distract the user. So a good image buys you time, and people are having attention to it and spend more time on the page, and they will gain a positive association and therefore will be in the mood for visiting more pages. So invest time in the search for your good images. You should make agreements on it. So what images do we use in our business? Is it people, illustrations? Will it be black or white, or vividful images? If you have this in place, then make them work correctly. And that brings me to the following topic. For some of you, optimization might be needless to say, and within your organization, you are having enough attention to it, or maybe there is less attention to this subject. due to pressure of time or other important stuff. This might be a part of the reason causing your website to be slow. From an end user perspective, a big frustration for end users is to be waiting for a web page to load. And they will associate it negatively, and they might not visit your website again or even visit other pages. But also the search engine has an opinion about this when it comes to speed of your website. Besides having good content, page speed is an important factor when it comes to the ranking of your website in search engines. Having images which are unnecessarily too big will cause needless data traffic, but also, we do see websites with 3 MB images being used on pages. So optimization is important, and you can do the following about it. You can compress an image, and that has an enormous impact on file size without doing too much compromise in quality. So an image in 2 or 3 MB can get a size of 100 KB, so 80% profit. Also, it's important to have good hosting. You can consider to serve your assets from another server, a so-called content delivery network worldwide, and this will relieve your current server being served from another server. Then you can use different forms of caching, and keep in mind that you need to use the right image type. Like JPEG is used mainly when it comes to photography or fluent gradients, and PNG, for example, for illustrations. And then we have these meta tags. So give a good description to your title and description. Don't use DSC 120.jpg, and also remove your EXIF information from the image. So if there is no attention for optimization, it will affect your speed of the website, your user experience. Your visitors are less likely to visit your website again, and eventually it will affect your ranking in your search engines. So the next category is the subject responsive. If things are built the right way, your website is acting responsive. So in other words, the website will adapt and optimize itself to the screen of the visitor, and optimizes the presentation of your website for desktop, tablet, or mobile phone, or even landscape or portrait modus. So websites are responsive, but images unfortunately are not. So this means, as a copywriter, you have to act. You have to create a variant for each image and optimize it and place it in your CMS. And if you don't, the same image will be used for desktop and will also be used on a mobile. So this will take you some time. So creating all these image sets for the image used on your article. And yes, there are tools online that can help you out. But still, if done correctly, you will need to provide all the variants per image on your article. So maybe do for yourself some calculation for yourself. How many pages does your website have? And how many images do I need to create? And not to mention all the variants for like A/B testing or something. So we talked about optimizing images, the different sizes which are needed for desktop, tablet, and mobile. And now we will discuss the actual image. So we often see that the subject, what it's all about, is partly visible or even not visible at all. Like images with people on it and missing their heads. So in short, we need focus on the subject. That's all what it's all about. When you're missing the focus on the subject, I think an article is losing strength and value. And so a content marketer should not only optimize and crop the images and cut them in the right sizes, but also needs to pay attention to the focus on the subject of the image. Only in this way, you will engage your content on the right sizes. Here we see an example, real-world example. It's an insurance company, Mensis, and they have this header image of a woman on a bicycle, and they want to engage all the people to keep moving. It's in Dutch, but you will get the message. So here in desktop view, it's quite okay. The picture is empowering the content, And if we move to the better next picture, there you see the women is cut in half, and it doesn't really help, or maybe it's even disturbing or annoying. And on mobile, the woman is totally disappeared, and the image does not add anything to the page or isn't helping out. So for optimizing images for a better user experience, I think these are the 4 main areas that should have your attention. And with developing a content strategy, you can look up on the internet, or theFactor.e can help you out. And with the other subjects in mind and the amount of effort needed, we thought we created a tool for that, and it's called FocusPoints. So this product helps you optimize, resize, and keeping focus on the subject. FocusPoints will scale and optimize your images. It can serve multiple formats, which you define for desktop, tablet, and mobile. And you only need to have one good image as a source. So, and you will keep focus on the subject. So as a content manager, you can give a focal point on the image. So let's see how this works in the real world. Let me see. Oh. Okay. Okay, here we have Bloomreach CMS, and I'm going to log in on the back end of it. Oh. Quick. Okay, it's on a test machine, it's not very fast. Okay, let me see. Here we have an article, and we have some images here. So let me edit this one. Edit this page. And then here we have an image. So let's edit this image. You're uploading this image, and here you see it. We have written 2 plugins, which are for free, for Bloomreach CMS and for Sitecore. And once uploaded the image, you can set a focal point. So here we have this woman, which is pointing at a white screen. So I can set the focal point like here. And then here you can see some previews, what it will do on the different screen sizes. So you can see the focal point is on her head, and this is still in every image part of it. So on the front end side, on the website, I created this demo page. Here we have 3 images. One image is optimized, but it doesn't use focus points. The next one is image width, which is using focus points. And below here, we have the original images being used. So let me refresh this, and let's see what happens. So as you can see, it's quite some white space, and the bicycle is not in the picture, or partly. And with the image on focus points, it's centered, and the focus point is here on the steering wheel. So let's go to the next stage. Okay, here we have a turnover. The image without focus points still has a lot of aerial space, and here you can see the bicycle is popping up. So it's still quite okay. Going further, here you have the full image of the bicycle and the rider on it, and here it's it's cut off. And even when on mobile, here the bicycle has no head anymore, and with focus points, you can see there is a focus on the subject. So this is how the plugin is responding to this. So, and also optimization in Pagespeed. Let me have a look at this. I hope it's visible for you. Here we see the page load times. We have the original image, which is 3.3 megabytes, taking 800 and a bit milliseconds. And we have the optimized image. It's a JPEG, which is 190 kilobytes. And here we see the image which is being served by focus points, and it's also converted to a different image type, and it takes 42 milliseconds. So that's quite some optimization focus points has done for you. Okay, so far the the demo. Let me have a look. Oh. Are we still here? Oh, God. 1 second. Okay, where was I? Here. Sorry for that. So this, FocusPoints will add some value to your business. Which value is added, giving to your end users and your search engines. So the website will load faster, and FocusPoints is using a CDN with locations worldwide and caching, and can serve your images in no time. Your SEO rankings will improve. This will affect your rankings, and the visitor will tend to visit more pages because it experiences a faster web page. And as usual, your agency, which is developing your website, will define the sizes of the images being used, and FocusPoints will create all the variations and will keep focus on the subject. So for the content marketers, you don't need to have spent time on optimizing images. You only need one single source image, and you can upload it to your CMS, and you point out where your focal point should be. And well, your subject has focus on every device. So because FocusPoints will take care of these actions, and I think you as a content marketer should be spending your time finding the right image that helps you and enriches your article. And of course, some savings on bandwidth and savings on disk space, because all the images are hosted with CDN of FocusPoints, so the traffic comes from all over there. So in short, what can FocusPoints do? What's in it? So the optimization, scaling, and cropping. Set up the FocusPoints. We have two free CMS plugins for Sitecore and Bloomreach. Hosting and bandwidth of images, 24/7 uptime and monitoring. You can try this now for 1 month for free. Visit our website, FocusPoints.io. And I have come to the end of the webinar, optimizing images for a better user experience with the help of FocusPoints. I will now head over to the chat and see if there are any questions asked. Let me have a look. Okay. Here we see Peter. Peter is asking, what is the price? The price is fixed. It's now 150 euros a month, and you will have 1 million requests a month and 25,000 image operations. So image operations or resizing and transformations. Let me see if there's another question. Here we have Pim. He's asking, does it work on all CMSs? Well, we created 2 plugins for Sitecore and Bloomreach. But you can, if you're quite handy, you can create your own plugin. It's not that difficult. All the documentation is written on our website, so you can do your own custom implementation. Marnix has a question. Just wondering, when you upload an image, does it try to do a best guess at what to do focus on, or do you have to manually set all of them? Well, it's on our roadmap to do some artificial intelligence by picking the focal point, but for now you have to do it all by hand. So if this product is gaining more traction and we get more customers, we will collect all the desired wishes, and well, this is already on our roadmap, so we will see. But for now, you have to manually set the focal point. Okay. So these were the questions. If you still have some questions, do not hesitate and send me an email. It's in the screen right now. Then we have come to the end of this webinar, and you will receive an email with the slides and a link you can look back this webinar. Thank you very much for your time, and hopefully see you next time. Bye-bye.